Welcome back to Match in the Garage. Today we use my Max Jacks 2-post lift to rip the crusty body off this TJ and get the frame ready for the CJ10 two-door cab conversion that we're going to be using this chassis for. Now you're going to want to subscribe and follow along and watch as we get this going. Got everything that I can see on the top side here disconnected. AC lines, heater hoses, battery wires and all that. Fuse box laying there, you know, clutch master, brake lines. The rest of the other stuff can stay with the body. I'm trying to lift the whole body off. I don't want to pull the fenders and the grill and all that. I want to take the whole thing. So I took the radiator out, and it should be ready to go up there. Got the steering shaft disconnected. What's nice is the bottom half is actually mounted to the frame, so you just disconnect it there and the rest of it stays with the body. But one thing you got to remember when you pull that steering shaft off, make sure you strap your steering wheel if you're going to keep airbags, because the clock spring in there will get wound up if you start spinning it, and then all of a sudden you'll have an airbag light, and I have intentions on retaining all of that. So but also got the transmission tunnel cover off, shift boots, all that stuff, transfer case lever, all that stuff's off, so all that should be good. Did the fuel filler neck, so that can just stay capped. That should stay with the frame. There's a couple of things they got to check yet. Is the lights for the tail lights, or the wiring for the tail lights. These are just something I put on there, and that's a little reverse light, because when this was in a rollover, it smashed everything and busted this whole corner up and split this seam there, so I just rigged something on there. So we've got to get this up in the air now. I'm super grateful I got this lift now, so it just makes it so much easier to get under stuff, and then I'll actually be able to lift the body off the frame with it. So it'll be super simple, as simple as it gets, doing it that way. I'm gonna lift it up. Just take a look underneath. We've got to disconnect parking brake cables yet. I don't remember how that all goes. I know it comes from the body to the axle. So we got to disconnect that and then just double check some wiring and then start on body bolts. Yeah, so we got parking brake cables we got to disconnect. Doesn't look too bad. The whole bracket's bolted to the tub. We just got to pull the 2 cables out of the bracket. Then everything else should stick with the frame. But it's been a long time since I put this back together, and I'm starting to realize I put a lot of money into this thing just to cut it in half and swap it all. But most of the parts I put on, brake lines, and I did all rubber hoses, all brakes, backing plates, the whole works. Probably swap that over to the new axle because pinion bearings are junk on this one. But I did gas tank skid plate, shocks, all sorts of stuff, full exhaust. But we got a little hole in the frame there on both sides. It's where they all rust out. But that's not really going to matter for what we're doing. So, but as of right now, we got to do parking brake cables. We've got to cut these steps off or try to unbolt them. I think that might be tough, but got to get the steps off so that we can get the lift arm under the back corner of the body here, since the steps are bolted to the frame. So we got to get those off and then start with body bolts. All right, so I think I got the body bolts out. Most of them came out pretty good. I was kind of surprised the way they started out. So broke one here, back one. Broken is better than stuck. This one, as I thought, didn't come out. So this whole piece is just this back cross member. And being that it wasn't attached to the side, I just cut it there and we'll deal with it later. Got the steps off. Those bolts holding those steps, they're just in like factory nut certs. They came out fantastic. I was very surprised. It took me all of 30 seconds to get those steps off. So other than that, there's one other problem child body bolt. And that's this one here. That one just spins up there. But as you can see, there really isn't much body left there. So I'm hoping we can just lift it right off of that section and, worry about it later. It'll be easier to cut off when the body's not in the way. So I'm going to lower it down. We'll reposition the arms, try to move it forward some, and try to lift the body off. We'll see what I forgot, see what I rip apart, and what problems I cause myself. All right, it's off. So now all we got to do is everything else. What I want to do is get this frame out of here. I actually have another frame from the last Wrangler I took apart. The frame is junk, but it still rolls. So I'm going to wheel that one in here. There's no engine or trans in it or nothing. So we'll roll that one in. I'll set this body on and I can get it out of here. And then we'll roll this frame back in and see what we're working with. See how bad the rust is, or if I've got to come up with a plan B for, you know, I don't want to reinvent the wheel here. So I'm gonna have to stare at it for a bit when we get to that point. But anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, follow along with this project, and we'll catch you on the next one.